The courtroom erupted in chaos as the judge's gavel slammed down, silencing the gasps from the gallery. Elena Ramirez, the woman who had built her life around saving discarded souls, stared in disbelief as her eldest adopted daughter, Valentina, took the stand and accused her of emotional abuse that had spanned decades. It was supposed to be a simple custody hearing for one of the grandchildren, but now, with cameras flashing and reporters scribbling furiously, the family's deepest secrets were unraveling like a thread pulled too tight. Elena's mind raced back to that rainy afternoon in 1995, when she first walked into the foster care office in downtown Chicago. At 42, widowed and childless after a car accident claimed her husband, she had decided to adopt not just one child, but 5 teenage girls whom no one else wanted. They were all labeled troubled because of their sexual orientation. Lesbian teens rejected by their biological families in a time when acceptance was rare. Valentina, the fiery 16-year-old with a chip on her shoulder, had been the first to catch Elena's eye. "Why me?" Valentina had snarled during their initial meeting, her arms crossed defiantly. Elena remembered thinking, "Because I see myself in you, the anger, the hurt. I can fix this." But now, as Valentina's testimony painted Elena as a controlling manipulator, she wondered if her good intentions had been a facade for her own unresolved grief. Valentina's voice echoed through the microphone, steady but laced with venom. "She adopted us to play the hero, but behind closed doors, she forced us to hide who we were. No dates, no pride parades, nothing that could embarrass the family." Elena's heart pounded. She had only wanted to protect them from the world's cruelty. The other daughters, Valeria, Sophia, Isabella, and Gabriella, sat in the front row, their faces a mix of stone and sorrow. Valeria, the quiet one with a poet's soul, avoided Elena's gaze, her fingers twisting in her lap. "What have I done to deserve this?" Elena thought, the weight of betrayal settling like lead in her chest. She had sacrificed her career as a social worker to raise them, pouring every penny into therapy sessions and private schools, all to shield them from the prejudices that had scarred their early lives. As the lawyer grilled Valentina on specifics, Elena's thoughts drifted to the day she brought them home to her modest house in the suburbs. The girls had arrived with nothing but backpacks filled with worn clothes and guarded hearts. Sophia, the artistic 14-year-old, had immediately claimed the attic room, sketching murals on the walls to mark her territory. Isabella, 15 and rebellious, blasted rock music to drown out her fears. Gabriella, the youngest at 13, clung to Elena like a lifeline, whispering thanks that made Elena feel like a savior. And Valeria, Valentina's shadow at 15, followed her sister's lead, but with a softness that hinted at deeper vulnerabilities. "I thought we were building something unbreakable," Elena reflected, but the cracks had started early. Family dinners were battlegrounds from the start. Elena enforced rules. No discussing those topics at the table, focus on school and futures. She believed structure would heal them, but Valentina pushed back hardest. "You're just like my real mom, ashamed of me," she had accused one night, slamming her fork down. Elena's response was always calm, measured. "I'm protecting you. The world isn't ready." But inside, doubt gnawed at her. Was she protecting them or herself? Her own conservative upbringing in a Mexican-American household had taught her to conform, to hide flaws. Adopting these girls was her rebellion, yet she couldn't fully embrace their identities without fear of judgment from neighbors, church friends, or even her late husband's family. Valeria, ever the peacemaker, would diffuse tensions with quiet words. "Let's just eat, Val," she'd say, her eyes pleading. But Elena noticed how Valeria looked at Valentina, not like a sister, but with a longing that unsettled her. She dismissed it as sibling closeness, but deep down she knew. "If I acknowledge it, everything falls apart," she thought. The girls formed bonds quickly, leaning on each other more than on her. Sophia and Isabella paired off in whispered conversations about crushes on girls at school, while Gabriella idolized them all. Elena encouraged friendships outside the home, but the girls stuck together, a united front against her perceived control. One evening, after a particularly heated argument about Valentina attending a gay rights rally, Elena found herself alone in the kitchen, tears streaming. "Am I the villain here?" she wondered. She had read books on parenting LGBTQ youth, attended support groups, but the fear of losing them to the world's harshness paralyzed her. I love you all, she had told them that night, gathering them in the living room. But we have to be careful. Valentina's scoff still echoed in her mind. The seeds of resentment were planted, and over the years, they grew into thorns that would pierce them all. As the court recessed for lunch, Elena approached Valeria in the hallway. Why is she doing this? She whispered, her voice breaking. Valeria hesitated, her eyes filling with unshed tears. Because you never let us be free, Mom. And now it's too late. The words hit like a slap. Elena realized then that her love, though genuine, had come with strings, conditions disguised as protection. The afternoon session loomed, promising more revelations. How did we get here? She thought, the family's facade crumbling under the weight of unspoken truths. The testimony resumed with Sophia on the stand, her voice trembling as she recounted suppressed dreams. I wanted to be an artist, but Mom said it was too risky for someone like me. Elena's mind screamed denial, but memories flooded back, steering Sophia toward business school, fearing instability in a world unkind to openly gay women. Isabella followed, accusing Elena of favoritism toward Gabriella, the straight-acting one. But Gabriella wasn't straight. None of them were, and Elena's attempts to normalize them had backfired. Valentina's eyes met Valeria's across the room, a silent exchange that spoke volumes. Elena caught it, her stomach twisting. There's more to this, she realized. The lawyer pivoted to family dynamics, probing relationships. Ms. Ramirez, did you know about the romantic involvement between Valentina and Valeria? The question hung in the air like a guillotine. Gasps rippled through the courtroom. Elena's world tilted. Sisters? No, not blood, but still. Her mind reeled. She had suspected, but denial had been her shield. Now exposed, the taboo shattered everything. Valeria stood abruptly, her face pale. It's not what you think, she muttered, but the damage was done. The media frenzy outside intensified, headlines already forming. Adoptive mother's dream family hides incestuous scandal. Elena collapsed into her seat, the betrayal cutting deeper than any accusation. I gave them a home and they turned it into this. But in her heart, she questioned her role in fostering the secrecy that bred such desperation. The hearing dragged on, each word a nail in the coffin of their once united family. By evening, as Elena drove home alone, exhaustion warred with anger. The house, once filled with laughter and arguments, now echoed emptiness. She poured a glass of wine, staring at old photos. 5 girls smiling, arms linked. Where did it go wrong? The answer eluded her, but the pain was real. Tomorrow would bring more confrontations, but for now, she allowed herself to grieve the family she thought she had built. The scandal exploded overnight, with tabloids splashing headlines across Chicago and beyond. Foster mom's lesbian daughters in forbidden love. Family in ruins. Elena woke to reporters camped outside her door, their cameras hungry for her downfall. She slammed the curtains shut, her hands shaking as she brewed coffee, the bitter taste mirroring her mood. How could they do this to me? After everything? She thought, replaying the courtroom revelation. Valentina and Valeria, her 2 eldest, bound not just by adoption but by a romance she had willfully ignored. Flashbacks assaulted her. The stolen glances at family gatherings, the shared bedroom they insisted on keeping even into their 20s. Elena had chalked it up to sisterly bond, but now it screamed of deception. She had adopted them from different backgrounds. Valentina from an abusive home in Texas, Valeria from neglect in New York, hoping to forge a new family. But society's stigma against lesbians had seeped into their home, forcing secrets that festered. I tried to protect them, Elena rationalized, but doubt crept in. Had her rules pushed them into each other's arms? Valentina, now 34 and a successful lawyer, had always been the leader. Her testimony yesterday wasn't just accusation. It was a declaration of independence long overdue. We hid our relationship because Mom would have disowned us, she had said, her voice cracking for the first time. Elena winced at the memory. Disowned them? No, but she would have forbidden it, citing morality, family image. Is that any better? She wondered, the ethical dilemma twisting her insides. Incest wasn't biological, but the taboo lingered, amplified by their shared trauma. Valeria, the writer whose novels explored forbidden love, had remained silent in court, her betrayal quieter but no less painful. Elena picked up the phone, dialing her number with trembling fingers. It went to voicemail. "This is Val. Leave a message." The beep mocked her. "Valeria, please. We need to talk," Elena pleaded, her voice breaking. Hanging up, she sank into the couch, memories flooding. The night Valeria came out to her privately at 18, tears streaming. "I like girls, Mom. Like really like them." Elena had hugged her, said she loved her anyway, but added, "Just be discreet." Discreet, she thought now. Code for ashamed. The other sisters reacted differently to the news. Sophia called that morning, her voice laced with anger. "How could you not know, Mom? We all suspected." At 32, Sophia ran a gallery in LA. Her art a rebellion against Elena's conservatism. "You made us feel like our love was dirty." Elena defended herself. "I was shielding you from hate." But Sophia hung up, leaving Elena to stew in isolation. Isabella, the activist at 33, texted, "This is on you. Your rules created monsters." Gabriella, the baby at 31 and a teacher, was the only one who visited, her eyes puffy from crying. "I love them all, Mom. But this. It's wrong, isn't it?" Elena didn't have an answer. The moral quandary consumed her. Was their love a product of circumstance or genuine? Society condemned it, but who was she to judge? She had faced her own prejudices when adopting them. Neighbors whispered, church friends distanced themselves. Raising deviants, one had said. Elena pushed through, but the pressure molded her into a stricter parent. Did I create this mess? The thought haunted her as she paced the living room. A knock at the door startled her. It was a reporter, but Elena ignored it. Instead, she drove to the old Foster office, seeking solace in origins. The building hadn't changed much. Inside, she met with her old caseworker, Martha. "Elena, what brings you?" Martha asked, concern etching her face. Pouring out the story, Elena sobbed. "I failed them." "Martha sighed. You gave them a chance no one else would. But love isn't perfect." The words offered little comfort. Driving back, Elena's mind turned to the early years. The first major conflict came when Valentina brought home a girlfriend at 17. "This is Mia," she announced defiantly. Elena smiled politely but later pulled Valentina aside. "Not in this house. You're too young." The fight escalated, Valentina storming out. Valeria followed, comforting her in ways Elena now suspected were more than sisterly. Signs were there, she admitted. The girls formed a pact. Hide from Mom, support each other. Sophia and Isabella dated secretly, confiding only in siblings. Gabriella, questioning her own orientation, watched silently. Years passed, the girls excelling despite, or because of, the tension. Valentina graduated law school top of her class. Valeria published her first book. Sophia's art sold out shows. Isabella led protests. Gabriella inspired students. Elena beamed at graduations, but inside resentment brewed. "Why can't they appreciate me?" she thought during quiet moments. The betrayal felt like payment for her sacrifices. That evening, a family meeting was called at neutral ground. A coffee shop. All 5 daughters arrived, faces set. Elena sat across, heart racing. "Why now?" she asked. Valentina spoke first. "The custody case forced it out. But it's been building." Valeria added softly, "We love each other, Mom. It's not your fault, but your fear made us hide." The confession hung heavy. Sophia chimed in, "Society's pressure, family expectations, we all paid." Arguments erupted, old wounds reopened. Isabella accused Valentina of selfishness. Gabriella defended Elena. As tempers flared, Elena realized the depth of their pain. "My love was conditional," she thought. The meeting ended in stalemate, but seeds of understanding were planted. Driving home, Elena pondered the cost. A fractured family for the illusion of normalcy. The scandal raged on social media, opinions divided. Supporters praised the girl's resilience. Critics condemned the unnatural bond. Elena scrolled through comments, each one a stab. Is redemption possible? She wondered, the night stretching endlessly. Weeks turned into months, the scandal refusing to die. Elena's phone buzzed constantly with interview requests, but she declined them all, retreating into solitude. Her once vibrant home now felt like a prison, walls echoing with ghosts of laughter. What price did I pay for my ideals? She reflected, staring at the ceiling. The adoption had been her lifeline after losing her husband, but now it seemed a curse. The girl's success, lawyer, author, artist, activist, educator, shone brightly, but the shadows of their personal lives dimmed it. Valentina and Valeria's relationship became the focal point of debates. Talk shows dissected it. Is it incest if not biological? Ethicists weighed in, psychologists analyzed trauma bonds. Elena watched one segment, her stomach churning. An expert said, "Forced secrecy breeds extreme attachments." Did I force this? The guilt was relentless. She had enforced heteronormative rules, banning pride flags, discouraging open discussions. For your safety, she claimed, but it was her discomfort. Sophia flew in from LA, surprising Elena with a visit. "We need to talk alone," she said, her eyes fierce. They sat in the garden, the air thick with tension. "You adopted us because we were unwanted. But you made us feel unwanted too." Sophia's words cut deep. Elena countered, "I loved you unconditionally." Sophia laughed bitterly. "Unconditional? You vetoed my first gallery show because it featured lesbian themes." Memories surged. Elena's fear of backlash, pulling strings to change the exhibit. "I thought I was helping, but now," she saw the control. The conversation turned to betrayal. "Val and Val's affair, it's wrong, Mom. But your repression pushed them." Elena nodded, tears flowing. "I know now." Sophia softened, hugging her. "We can heal, but you have to let go." The visit sparked hope, but reality intruded. Isabella organized a protest outside the courthouse, demanding LGBTQ rights in adoption. Media linked it to their family, amplifying the drama. Gabriella called daily, bridging gaps, but tensions simmered. Valeria published an op-ed. "My love, my sister, navigating taboo in a judgmental world." It went viral, painting Elena as well-meaning but flawed. Reading it, Elena felt exposed. She understands my intentions, yet condemns them. The piece explored their romance's origins. Shared trauma, forbidden attraction blooming in secrecy. "We chose each other despite the world," Valeria wrote. Elena pondered the ethics. Was their love a defiance or a mistake? Society's binary views offered no gray area. A family therapy session was arranged, mandated by the court for custody resolution. All 7 crammed into a therapist's office, air charged. The doctor, Dr. Hayes, prompted. "Start with truths," Valentina unleashed. "Mom's love came with shame," Valeria added. "We hid to survive," Sophia. "I rebelled through art," Isabella. "Activism is my outlet," Gabriella. "I just wanted peace." Elena listened, then spoke. "I was scared for you, but I see now my fear hurt us." Admissions flowed. Tears mingled with accusations. Dr. Hayes noted. Betrayal stems from unmet needs. Post-session fractures showed. Valentina stormed out after Isabella accused her of using the scandal for career gain. Her law firm had seen a client surge from publicity. "You're jealous," Valentina shot back. Valeria mediated, but her bias toward Valentina alienated others. Elena watched, helpless. My family splintering before my eyes. The custody case loomed, involving Gabriella's child from a past relationship. The ex-partner cited the family drama as unfit. Elena testified next, bearing her soul. "I adopted them to give love, but I withheld acceptance." The judge listened, but public opinion swayed. Online petitions supported the girls, labeling Elena outdated. She lost friends, her church group shunned her. The price of progress, she thought ironically. Yet glimmers emerged. Valeria visited alone, bringing coffee. "I forgive you, Mom, but we need space." They talked hours, unpacking years. "Our love isn't about you," Valeria said. Elena nodded, aching. Sophia's art show opened, themed broken bonds. Pieces depicted their family, abstract figures entangled in thorns. Elena attended incognito, moved to tears. A sculpture of 2 women embracing mirrored Valentina and Valeria. Beautiful yet painful. She left a note. "Proud of you." Isabella's protest evolved into a movement, advocating for queer adoptions. Gabriella won partial custody, crediting family support. But betrayal lingered. Leaked emails revealed Valentina had consulted lawyers years ago about suing Elena for emotional damages, dropping it only recently. Why? Elena confronted her over phone. To make you see. The admission stung but sparked reflection. We all betrayed in ways. The scandal shifted national dialogue on LGBTQ families, but at what cost? Elena journaled nightly, questioning morals. Right to love whom? Family boundaries? As summer faded, a tentative reunion dinner occurred. Tensions high but laughter peeked through. Valentina proposed to Valeria, ring glinting. Mixed reactions. Sophia cheered. Isabella frowned. Gabriella smiled sadly, Elena silent. Their happiness, my heartbreak. She raised a glass. To choices and their prices. The toast hung, unresolved. The engagement announcement rippled through their lives like a stone in still water, stirring more drama. Tabloids dubbed it the Forbidden Union, fueling debates on ethics and law. Elena lay awake nights, mind churning. Should I support this? Her moral compass spun wildly. Adoption made them sisters legally, but love defied labels. Society's outrage mirrored her internal conflict, progressive yet bound by tradition. Valentina and Valeria planned a quiet ceremony, but leaks turned it public. Protesters gathered outside their apartment, signs blaring incest is wrong. Valeria broke down in Elena's arms during a rare visit. Why can't they understand? Elena held her, whispering, because fear blinds. But inside she questioned too. Is this the ultimate betrayal to each other, to family? The other sisters divided. Sophia designed invitations, Isabella boycotted, Gabriella mediated. Elena faced her own reckoning. Old friends called, condemning. How can you allow this? She defended weakly, but doubt festered. Therapy continued, Dr. Hayes probing. What do you fear most? Elena admitted. Losing them forever. Sessions revealed her grief. Husband's death left her clinging to control. Adopting was my redemption, she said. The girls shared too. Valentina's abandonment issues fueled possessiveness. Valeria's need for stability drew her to familiarity. A major confrontation erupted at a pre-wedding dinner. Isabella arrived uninvited, voice raised. This is sick. You're destroying us. Valentina retorted. Your jealousy is the sickness. Fists nearly flew, Elena intervening. Enough. We've all paid prices. Tears followed, truth spilling. Sophia confessed using drugs in college to cope with repression. Gabriella revealed a secret abortion, fearing judgment. The raw honesty bonded them momentarily, but scars remained. Elena's health declined under stress. A minor heart scare landed her in hospital. The girls rallied, bedside vigil. We love you, Mom, Valeria said, holding her hand. Valentina added. But we won't change. Elena nodded, whispering. I know. Discharge brought reflection. My choices shaped this. She attended support groups for parents of LGBTQ kids, learning acceptance. The wedding day dawned tense. A small venue in the countryside, media barred. Elena walked Valeria down the aisle, heart heavy. Vows exchanged. Through secrets and storms, I choose you. Cheers mixed with sobs. Isabella attended last minute, hugging tightly. Post-ceremony, toasts flowed. Elena's. To love's complexities and forgiveness. But undercurrents swirled, whispers of legal challenges to their marriage. Decades of build-up culminated in success stories but shadowed. Valentina ran for office, platforming on queer rights. Valeria's books topped charts. Sophia's gallery expanded. Isabella's organization influenced policy. Gabriella mentored at-risk youth. Elena watched from sidelines, proud yet pained. Their triumphs, my sacrifices. A documentary offer came, Unwanted No More, chronicling their journey. They agreed, Elena reluctantly. Filming reopened wounds. Interviews dissecting betrayals. During a shoot, Elena broke. I thought I was saving them, but I needed saving. The director captured raw emotion. Airing brought acclaim but backlash too. Viewers debated. Hero or hinderer? The family gathered for premiere, tensions palpable. Arguments post-viewing. You portrayed me as villain, Isabella to Valentina. Reconciliation attempts failed, some bonds irreparable. Elena pondered the ethical maze. Was suppressing identities moral? Allowing taboo love? No easy answers. She wrote letters to each daughter apologizing. Responses varied. Forgiveness from some, distance from others. The price of truth. As years passed, grandchildren entered. Gabriella's kids, Sophia's adopted ones. Elena grandmothered cautiously, vowing no repeats. Valentina's campaign hit scandal. Opponents dredged family history. She fought back, winning narrowly. Victory speech. My family taught resilience. Elena watched on TV, tears flowing. Proud despite everything. But private costs mounted. Valeria's depression from scrutiny, treated in therapy. Sophia's relapse scare. Isabella's burnout. Gabriella's divorce. Elena aged, reflecting on choices. Did good outweigh harm? The world saw success, but insiders knew damages. A family retreat attempted healing. Cabin in woods, no distractions. Confessions around fire. Betrayals acknowledged, forgiveness sought. Valentina admitted using lawsuit threat manipulatively. Valeria confessed early doubts about their love. Elena owned her control. Dawn brought fragile peace. Years blurred into decades, the family's saga evolving from scandal to legend. By 2025, the 5 daughters stood as pillars in their fields, their adoptive mother's influence, flawed yet formative, undeniable. Elena, now in her 70s, lived quietly in a senior community, her days filled with books and occasional visits. Look at what they've become, she thought, flipping through a scrapbook of clippings. Valentina's Senate seat, Valeria's Pulitzer, Sophia's international exhibits, Isabella's Nobel nomination, Gabriella's educational reforms. But the gloss hid the toll, the emotional bankruptcies paid in silence. The documentary's sequel aired, Echoes of Choice, delving deeper into long-term effects. Interviews revealed ongoing struggles. Valentina's marriage to Valeria strained by public eye, leading to counseling. We fought for this, but the fight never ends, Valentina said on camera. Valeria nodded. Love's price is vigilance. Elena watched alone, heart aching. My legacy, strength through suffering. Viewers praised resilience, but Elena knew the underbelly. Nights of doubt, therapy bills, fractured holidays. A family crisis reunited them. Elena's diagnosis, early dementia. The news hit like a thunderclap, forcing confrontations. We can't lose you now, Gabriella sobbed, organizing care. Valentina handled logistics, Valeria wrote letters to preserve memories. Sophia created art therapy sessions. Isabella advocated for better elder care policies. United in purpose, old grudges surfaced. You caused her stress, Isabella accused Valentina. We all did, Valeria defended. Elena, lucid moments precious, mediated. Blame stops here. In quiet talks, Elena shared regrets. I should have embraced you fully, Valentina confessed. I betrayed your trust to claim my own, Valeria added. Our love was escape then became real, but at what cost? Ethical debates ensued. Had their relationship crossed lines? Society evolved, but taboos persisted. Elena pondered, right and wrong blur in survival. The daughters reflected too. Sophia's art now explored forgiveness. Isabella's activism included family dynamics. Grandchildren brought joy, innocent of past dramas. Elena told stories, sanitized versions, but truth leaked. One teen came out as non-binary, testing family progress. Support flowed, Elena beaming. Be you unapologetically. My evolution late but earnest. Yet damages lingered. Valeria's novel thinly veiled their story, causing rifts. Fiction or exploitation? Sophia asked. Arguments flared, but resolutions came quicker now. As Elena's condition worsened, a final gathering occurred. Bedsides they shared laughs, tears. Thank you for adopting us, Sophia said. Despite everything, Elena smiled. The pleasure and pain was mine. She passed peacefully, obituary hailing her as pioneer. Funeral drew crowds, speeches honoring the unwanted who triumphed. But private eulogies revealed truths. Betrayals forgiven, not forgotten. Decades later, the world witnessed their success. Books, laws, art changing lives. Valentina's policies protected queer youth. Valeria's words inspired. Sophia's visuals challenged norms. Isabella's fights won equalities. Gabriella's teachings shaped futures. Yet, the narrative sparked debates. Adoption as salvation or control. Taboo love as defiance or damage. The family's story became case study in psychology texts. Ethicists arguing pros and cons. A biopic film stirred controversy. Portraying Elena sympathetically, daughters complexly. Premiers reunited them, aged but resilient. We paid dearly, Valentina reflected in interviews, but we choose it again. Valeria agreed. Love demands sacrifice. In quiet moments they visited Elena's grave, pondering legacies. Grandchildren asked questions, learning nuanced histories. The cycle continued with better tools, openness, therapy, acceptance. But scars reminded. Choices echo eternally. Was Elena's adoption an act of heroism or hubris, given the profound personal costs it imposed on all involved?